Welcome to the 14th installment of ESPN Honolulu Fan Friday Talk Story. I'm your host, Tiff Wells. With us today, sophomore linebacker from Rainbow Warrior Football, Darius Muasau. Darius, welcome to Talk Story.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? How's it going? Everything going good?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Awesome. Good to hear. So as we look at your bio on the Hawaii Athletics page, it says you're from San Diego. When did the family move to Hawaii?
We moved to Hawaii when I was 3 years old. My dad was stationed up there in San Diego, and he served in the military. So, we moved here when I was 3, and we stayed here ever since.
You come from a large family. Just how large is it?
It's a pretty large amount family. I come from a Samoan background and Samoan, the Polynesian side of me. So, families are usually big. There's a total of 6 boys in my family. So I got 5 brothers. I'm the second eldest of my family, and I got a lot of cousins. And there's a bunch of us, a lot of kids running around in our family.
Was it hard to get to the dinner table knowing there's so many siblings in your family?
No, my parents, they pretty much they established good rules in our household. And whenever it was dinner time, we was all sat down at dinner. We had ate dinner as a whole family, and we pretty much did everything as a family. So,
Who got you into football, and when did you first start playing it?
I would say my dad, my parents just put us in football. They came from an athletic background themselves. My mom played softball over at HPU, and my dad, he played football over at Hawai'i High School. So they pretty much had athletic backgrounds, and they just wanted their kids, I guess, to take on after them. So they signed me and all my brothers up for flag football at a very young age. So I'd say I started at like second grade. I started playing football.
I'll be honest here. Who's the more athletic one in the family, mom or dad?
I'd say my mom. My mom was athletic, and back in her days, she was. Yeah, she was an athletic runner. Back in the days. Yeah, back in the days, I saw my mom, old clips of her running around. She was very athletic. And then there's my dad also. He played D-line. So, of course, my dad was athletic as well. But I thought my mom was just she was something else.
Besides football, what other sports did you grow up playing?
I tried playing baseball and basketball as well, but I just didn't treasure it as much as I do with football. Football is just my safe haven, and I just love doing it. I love playing the sport.
What other positions did you play other than linebacker before that became your position?
I started off playing quarterback, and then during middle school and high school, I played linebacker and running back. So, like, around high school, I found out that I really enjoyed playing linebackers. And then coming into college ball, I really fell in love with the position.
And this coming from a high school that has had some pretty good quarterbacks and a very good running back. We'll talk more about them later on. Now, Darius, in this day and age where we know a lot of kids want to play offense, they want to score a lot of points, why do you like defense so much?
I wasn't really much of an offense guy growing up. My thing is hitting people. I enjoy hitting people, taking people to the ground, just the physicality of the sport. A lot of people like they like the recognition. They like to have all the fame on the offensive side, but I enjoy just the physicality of the sport. And that's why that's what I'm passionate about.
When you hear this quote, offense wins games, defense wins championships, what does that mean to you?
It really means a lot to me. There's a lot of things that go unknown on the defensive side. Of course, you got the D line working hard every day, and you got the secondary working hard. it's not, they don't really get as much recognition as the offense does. You got Chevin, those guys pretty much they're scoring. There's the one scoring points for our team, but the defense on the other side, we're doing our job as well, just as good as they are.
You talked about mom and dad and how influential they were in not only athletically, but just to have that sense of ohana, that sense of family. How big of an influence were your folks growing up with you guys?
They're a major influence. They instilled just everyday lessons life lessons that I use till this day. And I learned brotherhood at a very young age. With all my brothers, I had a bunch of brothers growing up, and I was felt grateful to just have them in my life. Just being able to learn about brotherhood and build relationships with them. So I felt that football went well, great along with just brotherhood with me personally, because I just football is a relationship sport. It's all about brotherhood and just playing together as one. And I felt that I could bond with the sport, and I feel comfortable playing.
Born in San Diego, you grew up here in Hawaii. As you said, you moved here at the age of 3. You're raised out on the west side, 76 South out in Neva Beach. What does it mean for you to put on that Hawaii jersey?
It means a lot to me. As for a bunch of the Hawaii boys that play on the team, words can't describe how prideful we are of representing our home team. No, it doesn't matter where you're from. Just no matter where you are, what high school you played for on the island, just being able to represent our Hawaii team just really does mean a lot to us.
Who's your NFL team?
The Pittsburgh Steelers. They've pretty much always been my team since Troy Polamalu been there.
Like you said, you went to Mililani High School. Talk about the culture. Rod York has been the head coach for quite some time. He even played at UH for his collegiate days. For a culture to have a head coach that's at not only the high school level as the head coach, but when you see him at games, he's at Pop Warner games and at various youth games in Mililani. Just talk about the culture of football over at Mililani.
Just the culture over at Mililani is pretty much, Coach York set the tone for everyone. It's a football community. He's trying to build that tone over there, and he's really for the community. He really loves everyone in the community, and he loves the players that he has for the team. I just felt the love from him. I'm pretty sure the same thing for Dylan Gabriel, as you said before. Same thing for guys like Vi, Malachi, and Mackenzie Milton. I just love that guy. Coach, I look up to him. He really set the tone for us, and he really just set us up for success.
That both you and him can say you're going to go through the University of Hawaii and not only get a degree, but also be able to say that we both played for the same university.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Coach, he went to the University of Hawaii also, and he pretty much helped me get the offer over here. So he knew a lot of the coaches. He knew our former linebacker coach, Coach Banker, and he pretty much put in the good note for me. And the next day I got an offer from here, and I was just blessed. He really worked hard for us to play football at the next level.
We talked about 2 of your quarterbacks you played with at Mililani, both Mackenzie Milton and Dylan Gabriel. How happy are you for both of them that they've had a lot of success over at UCF?
I'm very proud of those guys. Just being able to play with both of them, it's just a blessing. They're such great players. They're great guys on and off the field, and just being able to see their success is just amazing. We all come from Hawaii boys. Representing Mililani. It really does mean a lot to us, and I just hope they keep going, man.
There's a lot of big news coming out last week that KZ has intended to graduate and transfer to play one more year in college football. I want you to look in your crystal ball here, Darius. Finish this sentence for me. KZ graduates and he will transfer to fill in the blank.
University of Hawaii. I really hope he comes. Just being able to play with the guy. He's a good guy to have around. Of course, we have Chevin, but it's always great to have competition. It would be an amazing time if he would come. But wherever he chooses, I wish the best for him, and I'm praying for him.
You got to play in 2 state championship games. You won a D1 title. You grew up in the open division as well. What's the biggest difference between high school ball and D1 ball?
High school ball and college ball, there's a big difference. There's guys that's on scholarship the same as you. They have the same skill set as you. They both love the game. There's guys bigger than me, but you just gotta have the drive. That's pretty much the difference. You just gotta have the drive inside of you to want to win. And yeah.
Take us through signing day. Who else was looking at you, and what led you to pick the University of Hawaii?
Coming out of high school, the only offers I had was University of Hawaii and Portland State. So it's kind of deciding between those 2 schools, and my final decision was University of Hawaii because, who doesn't want to play for the University of Hawaii? Just being able to represent my hometown, and with all my family, just being able to watch me play my football games here, it just meant a lot to me. So it was an easy decision for me to stay home and defend Pride Rock.
Watching you play the last couple of years, it seems as if you have very good anticipatory skills. How do you see the field so well?
It's just film, I would say. I watch a bunch of film with our coaches, going over with our coaches and our teammates. We always like to go over film, preparing us for the game, looking at like little tendencies of the offense, whether it's a run or a pass play. It's just like things like that help me see the field, and just being able to anticipate what the play is coming or what kind of play is coming.
You talked about this earlier, the fact that you have a lot of pride playing for your home state, even though you weren't born here, but you were raised here for most of your life and getting the chance to put on that Hawaii jersey. Now, when you hear people compare your game to another homegrown talent, either a Blaze Suarez or a Corey Paredes, what goes through your mind when you hear those comparisons?
It really means a lot to me to be compared to like guys like that, like of high caliber. Just guys like that. They really made University of Hawaii. They put them on the map. They put us on the map, and be compared to them really means a lot to me. And I hope to raise up to that standard and play at that high standard that people set up for me. And I'll continue to work hard and just be able to perform my best every Saturdays.
Darius, we need to take a break right here. Stay right there. Along with Darius Muasau for Rainbow Warrior Football, I'm Tiff Wells. You're listening to ESPN Honolulu Fan Friday Talk Story. Welcome back to episode 14 of ESPN Honolulu Fan Friday Talk Story. I'm Tiff Wells. We're here with UH football sophomore linebacker Darius Muasau. Now, Darius, we go back to last year. You're entering UH as a freshman in that linebacker core, of course. In the middle of that Arizona game, fellow linebacker Panay Pavihi goes out with that knee injury. We've later known that it becomes a season-ending injury. Did you see yourself playing every single game as a freshman?
Honestly, I did not. I came into that year. I seen guys like Panay Pavihi, Solomon Motautia, Jeremiah Pritchard. It was clear that they were going to be the starters for the year. So I just tried my best to get on every special team that I could, and just be the best player that I could be for the team. And when I saw that Panay Pavihi went down, like, dang, it's my time to step up. So I stepped up to the plate. That was my first time playing in the collegiate level. So it was a learning lesson for me, a learning year for me, and I thought it was a good year for for us. And I'm just blessed to have to see Panay Pavihi. He's up and healthy now this year, and just him being able to play just it means a lot to me.
Who do you model your game after, whether it is current college players or maybe guys you've watched on TV in the NFL, whether they're current or retired? What players do you try to model your game after?
I try to model my game after guys like Ray Lewis, because he's just inspirational to me. He retired a couple years ago, but man, I just watch videos of him every day, pretty much before games, and it just really inspires me. Just the way that he plays with the physicality that he does, and he's just very intelligent of the game. He knows the game inside and out, and that's what I strive to do every day, every game that we play, and I hope to play like that someday.
Legendary head coach for both Hawaii and San Jose State, the late Dick Tomey. You received the Special Teams Award, the MVP in honor in his honor last season. What did getting that award mean to you?
Just being able to serve my team on the special teams is what that was my role last year. So whatever I could do for the team, that I'll do that, perform that at the highest caliber that I could. And I felt that I really served my team well with earning the special teams award. And I was just proud of receiving that award from my team, from my coaches. It really meant a lot to me.
How much fun was the bowl game last year against BYU?
That was a very exciting game, just playing against guys like BYU, and now they're highly rated in the country. They're a high rated team. So just being able to beat them last year really meant it was a stepping stone for us, knowing where our team was. But that game was very close, and just being able to play in that game, it was just an exciting feeling that I had every snap that I got to play.
Talked about mom and dad earlier. Be honest here. Are they most proud of you for playing in every single game as a college athlete, or that you've earned academic all-conference and you're also UH Scholar Athlete Award winner?
I feel that they're more proud of my academic achievements more than my football achievements, because my parents, they established in our household that school is always first. You always have to do good in the books so that you can perform on the field. You can't perform on the field without doing good in the classroom. So I feel that just wearing that badge on my shoulder just really makes my parents proud.
As you said, you don't really look at the stats. You don't really look for the accolades. But as I'm looking at the stats, you're currently fourth in the conference with almost 11 tackles a game. It's good for a tie for 13th in the nation. How do you not get tired when you're on the field so much?
When you're out there with guys that really love the game, you don't really feel it at all. You're just out there to play because you love the sport. And you can feel the physicality, how physical the sport is at the time in between plays, but you just get right back up, and you want to serve for your team. And that's what I do every play. I just want to be the best player that I can be on the field for my team, so that we can end the game with a win. And I don't feel anything, honestly, until after the game, afterwards, because I don't feel sorry for myself. I just want to do my best.
What part of your game do you feel needs more work on, and why?
Um, I would say that pass coverage is one of my weaknesses on the field because just dropping into zones. I never was really that kind of guy. I'm more of a I like to go on inside run during practices, just stuffing runs, stuffing the gaps. That's really more my thing. But throughout the years, I say I've been getting better and just working on my speed, my dropbacks, just working on my zone coverages is what I need to work on.
Talk about your jersey number. You have number 53. Is there a story behind it?
No, there really is no story behind it. I was number 42 throughout my high school career, and just coming into the University of Hawaii, there was already a number 42, Jonah Welch. So Coach Josh Imura, he said, there's no numbers open other than 53, and I was like, fine, just give me any number, as long as I could play. I don't care what I look like or how I look, how good I look. I just want to play. Just give me any number, and 53 is what I got.
Now, last year you played in Boise for the conference championship game. Also, earlier this season, you guys were at Wyoming. Which place was colder, Boise or Wyoming?
I think Wyoming was colder because it was a late at night game. It was a really cold night. It was a windy night also, and it was out of our element, of course, but you just don't think about that kind of things when you play. And yeah, Wyoming was definitely colder than Boise.
You talked about the Steelers being your NFL team. The NFL is 3/4 of the way done with the regular season. Big Ben, your MVP, or who is your MVP?
Um, I hope Big Ben is the MVP, but honestly, I think it got to go to um, maybe Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson again. Maybe I think so, but Big Ben is performing well. He's doing good.
So you're black and gold. I'm assuming you got your Steelers in Super Bowl 55. Who's going to come out of the NFC?
Um, I don't know, but whoever it is, I hope they're ready. I honestly don't know who it is.
If you had to change or add three things to the training table, what are you adding and why?
Training table. So like our meals you're talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Um, I would add spam musubis, fried rice, and an omelet station. And I love omelets. I'm a breakfast guy, so I like just stuffing my omelets with a bunch of things. A bunch of veggies, some meats in there, and then spam musubi. You can never go wrong with spam musubi. Yeah, pretty much. You gotta eat that if you're on the island. And then fried rice. Fried rice is one of my favorite meals because my mom pretty much would cook it up for us with all the leftovers. She'd just throw in a bunch of old meat from last night and throw it in with some rice, with some spam. Can't get any better than that.
So would you go on to say that fried rice would be your cheat meal? Is that your weakness?
Yes, I would say that. Yes. Till this day,
Is
I'm
mom
still just throwing just old meats in rice and cooking it up with some oyster sauce.
is mom the best cook in the family?
Definitely, I would say my mom is the best cook.
When you do go home, are you asking for fried rice, or is there another dish, or maybe two dishes you ask for your parents to make you?
I don't really ask my mom to make anything, but anything she makes is delicious. I really enjoy eating her food.
If you we know with HawaiiAthletics.com, they had this Bo's Kitchen where different coaches, different athletes came on and had recipes and whatnot. If you were asked to make a dish, what are you making?
Fried rice. I'm making fried rice.
How tough was it going from Fresno and then you guys stayed on the road for that second game of the season against Wyoming? How tough was it to stay on the mainland for 2 weeks in a row?
It was really tough actually. Just staying up in the mainland for 2 weeks is not, and just preparing for the next team on the road is not something that everyone does, you know. So we had to pack extra clothes for the long trip that we're gonna be on, and just we had to have more equipment, and practices weren't as organized as it would be at home. And I would say like it was probably the one of the hardest times to prepare for a team that week. But I'd say we did all right during that week against Wyoming. But you know, I hope we don't have to do another 2 week trip like that again.
You talked about family, and to have your younger brother Sergio now on the roster. What does it mean to you and your family to have two Muasaus on the roster?
It's just it means a lot to me to have my brother right beside me. You know, we pretty much played on every football team together. It was always me and him. We were very close, football wise. You know, just being on the same team, having him right next to me all the time, hyping each other up on the sideline. It's just, and now we're on at a collegiate level, playing Division I football. I'd say we're making our family proud right now. Just both being on scholarship here at University of Hawaii.
We know that the majority of the games this season for you guys, there were no stands. There were some in the stands in Wyoming for that game. Take us through when you go down the tunnel and there's nobody in the stands. What kind of feeling is it?
It's very awkward. It's an awkward silence. Like usually when you come out, that's when everyone's on their feet roaring. The crowd is roaring. But now when we walk out, there's nobody in the stands, and except for cardboard fans, I guess. But it's really awkward. But it doesn't affect our game. You know, we still, instead of getting hyped up from our fans, now we just gotta find the energy within us and just hype up each other. Because usually we depend on our fans, you know, to make noise, do this and that. But now we do that for ourselves, and it's a big change, but we'll get used to it.
The game against Nevada, Melky Stovall had that amazing one-handed catch, and then Jared Smart had that two-point conversion catch in the corner of the end zone against New Mexico. In your mind, who had the better catch?
I thought they were both very good plays, but I thought that Jared Smart's play was better, or a little bit better, because his catch was contested by, I'd say, like three defenders, and just seeing him jump up and grab the ball over them, it was just, I saw that firsthand. I was on the sideline looking at like, no way he's gonna catch that, and he caught it. You know, and he got his feet inside the pylons. It was an amazing catch.
We know that Coach Graham has instilled this new post-game tradition of breaking the rock. What's
Yeah.
it going to take for a linebacker to take part in this post-game tradition?
We just gotta just continue to execute and do our jobs on the field, you know, and then everything will play out. And hopefully, one of the linebackers could take part in this breaking the rock tradition. But as long as we do our job and somebody gets to break the rock, the linebacker squad is okay with whoever gets to break the rock.
Final game of the regular season, of course, is this Saturday. You guys take on UNLV. What are a couple of keys for you guys to come away with the victory?
Some keys on the defensive side, I know for sure, is to stop the run. A lot of teams we've been giving up 200 plus yards on the ground rushing. So of course UNLV is going to see this on film, and they're going to say, hey, let's just run the ball. So we really need to step it up and stop the run game this week, because they also got number 8 in the backfield for them. He's a really talented player, so we're really game planning against them. and we really have it set up for us against UNLV, so it'll be a good game.
Lastly, we know how supportive Hawaii fans are of the football team. If you had a message for the fans out there, what would you tell them?
Just thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your support, your continued support. Just go Bows, thank you. Just keep supporting us. We won't upset you. I'm sorry about this season, but next season, I promise you, we're coming harder, stronger. And sorry you got to pay $70 to watch our games. But thank you. Thank you for the continuing support.
Darius, this has been a lot of fun. We really appreciate the time you've given us today. Best of luck to you and the team on Saturday against the Rebels. And keep that Island Showdown trophy here at home. Thanks again for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
For Darius, as well as the rest of us here at ESPN Honolulu, I'm Tiff Wells saying thank you for joining us here on the 14th edition of ESPN Honolulu Fan Friday Talk Story. Until next time, wear that mask, stay safe, and be socially distant.